on my birthday as your representative. Now that we are coming to manhood and womanhood, it is surely a great joy to us all to think that we shall be able to take some of the burden off the shoulders of our elders, who have fought and worked and suffered to protect our childhood. If we all go forward together with an unwavering faith, a high courage, and a quiet heart, we shall be able to make of this ancient commonwealth, which we all love so dearly, an even grander thing, more free, more prosperous, more happy, and a more powerful influence for good in the world than it has been in the greatest days of our forefathers. To accomplish that, we must give nothing less than the whole of ourselves. There is a motto which has been borne by many of my ancestors, a noble motto, I serve. Those words were an inspiration to many bygone heirs to the throne when they made their knightly dedication as they came to manhood. I cannot quite do as they did, but through the inventions of science, I can do what was not possible for any of them. I can make my solemn act of dedication with the whole empire listening. I should like to make that dedication now. It is very simple. I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong. But I shall not have strength to carry out this resolution alone, unless you join in it with me, as I now invite you to do. I know that your support will be unfailingly given. God help me to make good my vow, and God bless all of you who are willing to share in it.
Edward steamed in. Beep! The Queen is here! Then Gordon whistled as he approached the station. Everyone knew that sound. The Queen's train glided into the station. Gordon was spotless, and his brass shone brightly. The fat controller stood to attention. Welcome, Mum. The Queen thanked him for a splendid run and asked to see all the engines. Beep, beep, whistled Toby and Percy. Shh, hissed Henry and James. But Toby and Percy didn't care. 3 cheers for the Queen. Beep, beep, whistled the engines. When it was time to leave, the Queen spoke specially to Thomas, who fetched her coaches, then to Edward, and finally to Gordon, who took her away. No engines ever felt prouder than those on the fat controller's railway.
Ah, what a beautiful day. Hang on, is that Bertie?
Thomas, slow down. There is no time to have a race. We got important work to do.
Oh, come on, you two. It's only just a short while. Anyway, we got plenty of time. Race you, Bertie! I'm going to win this time, Bertie.
I don't think so. There's a crossing up ahead. Better luck next time, Thomas.
See you at the big station, Bertie.
I'm going to be late. Whoa, it's here.
The people and engines waited at Knapford Station for the royal train to arrive. I can't wait to see Elizabeth again. Don't you mean the Queen? No, Percy, I mean the royal engine. I met her during my trip to London. Is there really? Oh yes, Percy. The engine is a Princess Royal class. I met them when I was a crew years ago. Two of those engines are Elizabeth and Margaret, named after the Queen and her late sister.
I didn't know you met a namesake of Her Majesty before.
When did you meet them? Around the time when I was getting my rebuilt after the Flying Kipper accident.
You never mentioned.
That was a long time ago, Gordon. It's been too long since I last saw them.
Do you think my head is straight enough?
Here it comes.
The royal engine pulled smoothly into Knapford as the crowd and the engines cheered.
Welcome, Your Majesty. Congratulations on your jubilee.
Welcome, Your Majesty.
Let me introduce you to my engines.
Wow, what a beautiful engine. I can't wait to meet her.
Oh no, Emily. She's probably too busy to notice us. Rubbish, James. She has time after it is over. After the royal party left and the crowd disembarked, the engines slowly headed off to their sheds. Hello, Elizabeth. Long time no see.
Hello, Thomas. It's great to see you again. Can you show me to your sheds? I would like to meet your friends.
Of course. Let me shunt away your coaches.
Thank you, Thomas.
That evening, Elizabeth pulled into the sheds to find it was full. You could have my berth for the night. I am off to pull the post train. Elizabeth settled down and began to have a conversation with the other engines.
How did you get involved in pulling the royal train?
The Queen chose me to pull it 2 years ago leading up to her Platinum Jubilee. I am doing well since.
Excellent.
Have you met Stepney, Wilbur and Flying Scotsman?
Oh yes, they tell me stories about their time here and can't wait to see Sodor. Since I will be travelling around with the Queen.
You will definitely have a good time. You should have an early sleep.
Of course. Good night, everyone.
It would be nice to pull the royal train. People coming to the station admiring me and my beautiful paintwork. Huh, in your dreams, James. Huh, you're just jealous, Thomas. Early next morning, Elizabeth was the first engine to wake up. She puffed away very quietly out of the sheds so as not to wake everyone up, and headed off to Knapford. Away went her to fetch her coaches.
Let me fetch them for you.
It's okay.
I will get them myself.
Oh, okay then.
Rosie could not believe it that a royal engine would fetch her own coaches. Percy was also surprised. Surprised to see you getting your own coaches. Gordon will never hear the last of it.
Well, at least I could save time just for once.
Well, I know of another engine who won't like that. What is this? You're fetching your own coaches? That is a tank engine's job. Grand engines like us don't fetch our own coaches. You should know that by now.
Whatever you say, I do things my way. Besides, what am I supposed to do?
Unbelievable. I don't have time for this. I am out of here.
Hey, watch out, Spencer. Watch where you're going.
Oh, sorry, Diesel. I didn't know you were in front of me.
Come on, Spencer. Let's get you out of here. Enjoy your day, Elizabeth.
Rosie helped Spencer out of the yards as Edward pulled in.
Well, I've never seen or heard that before. A Royal engine collected her own coaches. Gordon and James will never hear the last of it.
Elizabeth and Percy could only manage a chuckle. It was an hour later before the Queen arrived and the royal train departed on its journey. The royal train thundered down the track, and the Queen visited different parts of the island, big and small. Aha! Welcome, Your Majesty. Welcome to Brendan Docks. Hello, Your Majesty. I do hope Mr. Howell give them a smooth ride.
Here it comes.
Hold on to your hats. This will be a bumpy ride.
Welcome, Your Majesty. Scullery will give you the tour of my railway. At Vickerstown, everyone came to say goodbye to the Queen and the royal train. The engines whistled and the Fat Controller waved as the royal train left Vickerstown over the bridge and was out of sight.
Have you seen the news? You better listen to this on TV.
A few moments ago, Buckingham Palace announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. The palace has just issued this statement. It says the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and the Queen Consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow. Within the past few minutes, Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. To recap on the statement, the Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King, as Charles, and the Queen Consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow.
The engines were saddened by the sudden news. The next day, as they do their work, the railway was silent. None of the engines are in a cheerful mood. Gordon and Thomas were deeply affected. They shed tears as they worked. The other engines were very concerned with them, but they do nothing to cheer them up.
Cheer up, Thomas. A run on the line would brighten you up. Well, that didn't work.
Oh dear, I never seen him so sad before.
In fact, they were so concerned that one of them decided to tell Edward about it. Edward promised that he would talk with them later. He, Thomas, and Gordon all met up at the harbour pier, and they looked out at the sea. Thomas and Gordon told Edward about their feelings when they heard the news.
Cheer up, you two. I'm also sad that she is gone. With an end of an era comes a new era. We still got a right away to run. That is what she wants us to.
That cheered both Thomas and Gordon up. The next few days, both of them had moved on, and Edward was glad of it when he saw them. When Thomas and Gordon met up at the junction, they discussed about the future ahead. Finally, Prince Charles becomes king after all these years. Let's see how he can manage.
Indeed, he's been preparing for this all of his life. I hope to get to pull the train for the new monarch, just like the last time.
Maybe, but I'm not sure. They do use their own engine now, but you will never know.
I kinda agree, Toby, but I really wanted to recreate 70 years ago. It would be fun to do it again.
When will the funeral happen?
Next week, my driver told me. Also, there will be no trains on that day, so that means we can watch the funeral procession. The engines were excited, and they scurried off to finish off their work. The Fat Controller set off to Westminster Abbey to represent Sodor at the Queen's funeral, and the engines watched the procession from a television that was set up at the sheds so that the engines can watch. Winter has come to the island of Sodor. The Fat Controller's engines are busy. The snow was making their journeys difficult. They had to work hard to deliver passengers and goods to their destinations on time. This is because it would be the first time that His Majesty the King would be doing the Christmas speech. The engines were working very hard. Only the coaches Annie and Clubber were complaining.
We are feeling so full. We are feeling so full.
Oh, come on, you two. Where is your spirit? It's nearly time for the King's speech, and we all don't want to miss that. He seems alright, but it is different since we are used to have the late Queen. I agree, but at least he did a good job carrying on her legacy.
I wonder when he will come to visit Sodor. I can't wait for that to happen.
Next year, I suppose. We still got the coronation coming up. I wonder when. The Fat Controller looked at the letter. It looks very important. The new year has arrived. After the events of last year, the engines were glad that everything was back to normal. The Fat Controller, the Thin Controller, and the Small Controller are at the Fat Controller's office. They are excited for an upcoming event. The month of May will be coming fast. The engines will be told on the first day itself. As the sun began to set, Thomas and Gordon were making their way back home. They noticed the stations on the line were being painted and decorated. They were surprised. As the two engines whistled into the sheds, everywhere they looked they could see paint pots and painters. Bust my buffers! What's happening? Shush, Thomas. The Fat Controller is telling us now. Engines, I am honored to inform you that the coronation of His Majesty the King will be happening next week.
Are you going to attend, sir?
Yes, Emily, and what's more, he will be coming to Sodor to visit. Now on with the preparation. By the way, he requested that one of you lot will pull the train.
The engines wonder who will pull the royal train. Gordon hoped he would be chosen. Hopefully I'll get a chance to pull it. Choose you, Henry. Pa, last time you were about to pull it, you got white paint on yourself. I'm likely to pull it because I have a splendid coat of paint. Oh ha ha, James. The engines were excited when they heard the news, including Toad, who was singing God Save the King. Oh dear, I never heard someone sing it out loud before. This is what happens when Toad's in a good mood. Sorry, Mr. Duck, I didn't mean to sing out loud. I know, Toad, but perhaps it would be best if we do our work quietly and on time if we want to watch the historical event. The day before the coronation, the Fat Controller travelled on board Pip and Emma to London, and on the day itself, all the engines across the island to watch the historical event on the big screen that was put up by the Fat Controller to let all the engines join in.
God save the king! God save the king!
One day, Henry was pulling a goods train to Vickerstown. He pulled into Vickerstown station to have a rest, when he was surprised to see
Hello, Henry.
Elizabeth. What are you doing here? Are you still pulling the royal train?
I'm done with it months ago. Back to normal runs. Don't need to panic and rush around anymore.
I see. Oh, I wish I get to pull the royal train, but I don't think I will be selected, ever since the last time I tried to pull it. James, meanwhile, is getting much too puffed up about it. He thinks he's more likely to pull it. Hello, Vickerstown! Here's James! A painter was on the pedestrian bridge above the line. As James pulls in, his smoke blew high into the air. It was thick and black. The painter choked and couldn't see. He missed his footing on the stairs, dropped his paint pot, and it fell on top of James's boiler. Poor James. The painter got up and scolded James. You spoiled my clean paint with your dirty smoke, then you take the whole lot and make me go and fetch some more. The Fat Controller rushed over to see what was going on.
Oh dear, you would like an ice cream cake? That wouldn't do for the royal train. I must make other arrangements.
Oh, my beautiful paintwork! Huh, looks like he's not gonna pull the train now.
Oh dear, James. You are not splendid now for the royal train. Isn't Douglas quite right, Donald? It's a royal mess.
Gordon and Thomas had just been finished being checked over when the Fat Controller arrived.
Hello, Thomas Gordon. I'm still deciding which engines to pull the royal train.
Come on, Gordon. This is your chance.
Excuse me, sir. I'd like to pull it again for the king. I was thinking of recreating the events of 70 years ago. Edward will go in front to clear the line, Thomas will look after the coaches, and Gordon will pull the train.
The great day came. All the engines worked hard bringing people to the town. Thomas helped Rosie sort out the coaches in the yard. Edward steamed in.
The king and queen is here.
Then Gordon whistled as he approached the station. Everyone knew that sound. The king's train glided into the station. Gordon was spotless and his brass shone brightly. The fat controller stood to attention. "Welcome, sir." The king thanked him for the splendid run and asked to see all the engines. Toby and Percy couldn't contain their excitement and whistled loudly as the king approached them. "Shush!" hissed Henry and James. But Toby and Percy didn't care. "3 cheers for the king!" And the engines whistled loudly. The fat controller held his ears while the king smiled. When it was time to leave, the king spoke specially to Thomas, who fetched the coaches, then to Edward, and finally to Gordon, who took him away. No engines ever felt prouder than those on the fat controller's railway. Gordon felt very proud that for the first time in years that he pulls the royal train. He felt splendid as he coasted down the line. "Royal train coming through." After the journey run, Gordon and Thomas met up at the harbour. "Splendid run you have there, Gordon?" "Yes, Thomas. I enjoyed it. It's good to finally do it again." "You know, Thomas, you know what His Majesty said to me?" "What did he say?" "I still remember the day that my mother Elizabeth II's first visit to Sodor." "How sweet, Gordon." "Farewell, Queen Elizabeth. Long live King Charles." "Same here."